De Niro just busted in disgusting act after calling Trump a lowlife. His acting career is over. It was not long ago that WikiLeaks dropped the Podesta emails which depicted pedophilia in our very own government. Of course, the mainstream media has done its best to sweep this disgusting crime under the rug. However, there are those out there who are determined to root out these perverts hiding in our government and the entertainment industry. Over the last few weeks, new explosive allegations have emerged that point to a circle of high-powered executives and actors engaged in pedophilia and sexual assault. This is disturbing. I didn't even know this. Harvey Weinstein, an influential film producer, and Kevin Spacey, an Oscar-winning actor, have been fingered as perpetrators in this sick circle. Now, Robert De Niro, another member of Hollywood royalty, was just discovered using the services of an international prostitution ring. But this sex ring has an even darker underbelly that will shock everyone. This is disturbing. During the presidential election, the liberal media and Hollywood elites continually bashed, Donald Trump as a lowlife, sexual predator. The allegations stemmed from leaked audio tapes from 2005, which were nothing, by the way, of Trump in a locker room speaking crassly to washed-up actor Billy Bush. Of course, the conversation was taken out of text, but that did not stop Robert De Niro from using that audio to blast President Trump as a sexual predator. Now, De Niro has been caught in a scandal that will not likely be swept under the rug, since the acclaimed actor was caught employing the services of a prostitution ring known to hire underage children for wealthy, high-powered clients. Wow. According to court documents, John Lickfield, a journalist who works for London's Independent, revealed that the prostitution agency routinely entrapped underage girls as young as 15 years old and forced them to have sex with Hollywood's rich and powerful. This is sad. The court documents read like a trashy sex novel filled with movie stars, high-ranking foreign dignitaries, arms deals, and politicians from the United States. Of course, the mainstream media did all that they could to hide this explosive story and protect Robert De Niro from the damaging discovery. After discovering the court documents, John Lickfield wrote, 6 people are charged with the running of an international prostitution ring whose call girls entertained the actor Robert De Niro, the former tennis player Wojtek Fibak, 2 senior unnamed French politicians, and several Gulf princes. The agency specialized in tricking or trapping star-struck teenage girls into selling their bodies with the promise of careers as models or actresses. This horrific discovery of sexual perversion was terrible enough, but the connection between De Niro and sexual predator Harvey Weinstein is even worse. According to sources, 2 men were good friends and were often photographed together, and Weinstein frequented De Niro's exclusive Manhattan restaurant, Tribeca Grill. The swanky eatery was known as a luxe magnet for celebrity seekers, and Weinstein was often found there luring his victims with promises of fame and fortune before sexually assaulting them. Josh Kaplan. Robert De Niro owns the Tribeca Grill, where Harvey Weinstein lured copious sexual abuse victims. Will the staunch anti-Trump actor disavow? Here is more from USNP, a former employee of De Niro's at Tribeca Grill opened up to the New York Post about what it was like working in De Niro's world. The waitress revealed that while De Niro fawned over Harvey Weinstein, catering to his every whim, the Hollywood producer would treat him and his colleagues, like human garbage. Harvey Weinstein was every bit the sleazy Hollywood caricature recent reports have made him out to be. When I was working as a waitress, I watched numerous times as a string of young women, some seemingly no older than 21, entered the restaurant for long, flirty dinners with him, even though he was married with 5 children. These women were all the same, vaguely European, always beautiful, stylishly dressed, and totally out of place next to someone like him. The ritual for his rendezvous was very firm: champagne, caviar, and an unspoken rule that Weinstein and his date not be disturbed. The pair would sit close, whispering and touching each other suggestively. After dining, Weinstein and the woman would often disappear for a while, exiting the restaurant through a side door. When President Trump said that he was going to drain the swamp, it did not just apply to crooked politicians in the government. Trump is intent on busting human trafficking rings and the people who prey on innocent children for their nasty sexual pleasure. Earlier this year, President Trump announced a federal investigation into the elite pedophile scandal that has gripped our nation. I'll fight the human trafficking epidemic after learning of yet another dominant Hollywood individual being embroiled in a sex scandal. It makes sense why these actors, producers, and politicians are scared of President Donald Trump. Share this story if you agree with President Trump's efforts to drain the swamp of these perverts. Sickening. Let's take a quick listen here.
I want to make it clear today that my administration will focus on ending the absolutely horrific practice of human trafficking, and I am prepared to bring the full force and weight of our government to the federal and at the federal level and the other highest levels, whatever we can do in order to solve this horrific problem, getting worse, and it's happening in the United States, in addition to the rest of the world, but it's happening in the United States, which is terrible. Human trafficking is a dire problem, both domestically and internationally, and is one that's made really a challenge, and it's really made possible to a large extent more of a modern phenomenon by what's taking place on the internet, as you probably know. Solving the human trafficking epidemic, which is what it is a priority for my administration. We're going to help out a lot. Solve is a wonderful word, a beautiful word, but I can tell you we're going to help a lot. I'll direct the Department of Justice, the Department of Homeland Security, and other federal agencies that have a role in preventing human trafficking to take a hard look at the resources and personnel that they're currently devoting to this fight. Now, they are devoting a lot, but we're going to be devoting more. Dedicated men and women across the federal government have focused on this for some time. As you know, a lot of you have been dealing with the federal government, and it's been much more focused over the last 4 weeks, I can tell you that. I cannot thank each of you enough, and the dedicated men and women who run my staff and your staffs, and getting everybody together was terrific. I was so glad I was able to be here. You start with really a tremendous amount of energy and blood, sweat, and tears. Government can be helpful, but without you, nothing would happen. So, again, I want to thank everybody in this room. It's a very, very terrible problem. It's not talked about enough. People don't know enough about it. and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to bring it out into the open, and hopefully we're going to do a great deal to help prevent some of the horrific, really horrific crimes that are taking place.
Unreal. I mean, I didn't expect all of this, you know? I mean, it's sickening. You know, you can't even compare what Donald Trump had said. He said they let you. Do you see? There's a big difference when somebody says, oh, they let you, and different when you're forcing and promising things. I mean, it's disgusting. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.